lot of times when we have to decide between alternatives. We find ourselves in agitation, nervousness, and confusion. This is what we call decision making. We make decisions all the time. Some of our decisions are related to daily life and they are simple. For example, what to wear and where to go to eat. Others are complex decisions like what career to pursue or which car to buy. Decision making is so related to our daily life that it seems a simple process, but it's not. There are some certain steps or categories we go through while we make a decision, and mostly these categories are followed in a systematic order. Yet, it is possible for us to repeat and omit some steps according to the decision we have to make. The first step we work on is planning. We plan the activities required to achieve a desired goal. The next step is to set a goal. In this step, one considers his values, aims, future, and what he wants to achieve. All his future decisions depend on the goal he sets. Then he gathers information about his goals externally and internally. One gathers information about all the possible decisions, their short-term and long-term consequences and effects. The information we have collected is in disorganized form. So the next step is to structure the information. One will organize all the information about the possible decisions by determining their pros and cons separately. And then, considering pros and cons of every option, we make our final selection. The last and most neglected step is to evaluate what we have decided. One assesses his decision by considering consequences as if it is the correct one or if he should change it. So these were some steps we take while making a decision. Even if one follows these steps practically, there are some other variables which influence and affect our decision making. They may work as hindrance and also can help us in making better decisions. So let's talk about them. The first variable we will talk about is probability. It is a condition of uncertainty. We are unsure about the decisions we make. Most real-life decisions are based on our expectations. It involves estimating the chances or odds of different outcomes and events. The next variable is utility, which means considering how beneficial the consequences of the decision will be. Utility refers to the value the individual places on the outcome and judging the relative value of each possibility involved in the decision. Let's move to our next variable, which is working memory. It is a part of our memory system. It has limited capacity and can hold information for a short period. So how does decision making is affected by working memory? The inability to hold sufficient information may cause the decision maker to ignore some aspects of the situation and base a choice on a few relevant bits of information. The next variable is satisficing, which means not evaluating all the alternatives but selecting the one that appears good and make a selection that simply meets the minimum criteria. So these were some mental variables affecting our decision making. We have already discussed about the steps we take and the variable influence our decision making. The next question is how we can improve our decision making skills. So here are some do's and don'ts while making a decision. The first one is reducing biases such as overconfidence. We overestimate ourselves and make wrong decisions. The second one is making ourselves clear about the probability of all the options and thinking about them statistically. We should clear ourselves that complex and important decisions can usually be made more carefully. Try to pose a question or a problem in a different ways and set aside time to reflect on your mistakes. These were some suggestions you can use while making a decision. Besides these conscious steps we take while making a complex decision, we make our simple decisions more quickly. Cognitive psychologists are trying to study more deeply about how our brain makes decisions and how sometimes our decisions go wrong. I hope you find it helpful and interesting. Thanks for watching this video.